The Kardashians' response to the current wildfire situation in California has put a bad taste in people's mouths. What was supposed to be a supportive message has people instead calling the family hypocrites and starting an online shame campaign. But is there a good reason for it? Here's the info and you let me know at the end of the video what you think. So basically, right now in California, they're dealing with a truly devastating wildfire situation, the likes of which the city and areas surrounding Los Angeles have never seen. Wildfires are not uncommon in this area. They happen almost every year as it is a very dry section, but there are multiple uncontained or barely contained fires burning at once. Firefighters are working around the clock, but strong winds and other environmental conditions are making their job needlessly harder. Over 12,000 structures have burned to the ground, and unfortunately over 20 people haven't made it. Just overall, the situation is completely heartbreaking. A highly reported issue with fighting these fires, something that from the get-go has made everything incredibly difficult on first responders, is a lack of water. Due to California's climate being the way it is, water just isn't as available. It's been reported that while fighting blazes, some local fire hydrants have lost water pressure. The reason the hydrants went down so fast was because they are not designed to put out fires of this level without additional support like that of air support. A local reservoir has also been unable to support the fight properly as well. It is to the point where an investigation has been requested by California Governor Gavin Newsom. But where could the Kardashian family fit into all of this, and why are they being attacked online? Well, they do live in and around LA. Most of the family's homes reside in neighborhoods nearby affected areas that have received evacuation orders at some point. But that is not, of course, why people are coming after the famous family. It actually has to do with their actions over a few years. Khloe Kardashian recently made headlines for slamming LA Mayor Karen Bass on her Instagram story. She isn't the only one to do this, after it was revealed that the mayor signed off on an LA Fire Department budget that appeared to have decreased from the previous year. This prompted people to criticize the mayor's decisions, some citing the decision as the reason firefighters are struggling and don't have enough to work with now. For the sake of providing the full picture, the budget that everyone is referring to did cut the fire department's budget. However, there were ongoing negotiations not included in the initial budget that, now that they have been approved, actually increased the FD's budget from the last year. However, the department definitely still needs additional help financially, and in terms of the size of it, considering that LA's population has risen considerably since it was formed. Fire Chief Crowley has spoken out publicly about the lack of funds and budget cuts and everything, and how that has negatively affected the effort. Khloe Kardashian referenced this in her Instagram story by reposting a tweet featuring Chief Crowley, explicitly stating her support and calling the mayor a joke. This message of support did unfortunately backfire on the Kardashian, as people quickly began calling her a hypocrite, and here's why. Back in June of 2022, some of the Kardashian sisters were being called out for their water use. California often issues droughts and sets limits on residents as to how much water they can use in order to preserve water. This was the case in 2022, but not everyone followed the rules, including, people are saying, Khloe Kardashian and her sister Kim Kardashian. This is actually getting a bit confused. It was Kourtney and Kim that were originally reported to have gone way over the limit. People just mixed up those two names online. Kourtney was reported to have used around 101,000 extra gallons of water, and Kim an extra 232,000 extra gallons, which is no small amount, even if this was about 2.5 years ago. It's not hard to see why people would be calling the women hypocrites now. It's unclear if Khloe's properties also went way over their limit as well. She was not initially included in the report by the LA Times for 2022. It was reported that after the extreme water overuse, the two sisters put in water-saving measures. Despite the backlash that Khloe has received, she continues to maintain an online presence discussing fire-related updates, including slamming the individual suspected of arson, resulting in the current Kenneth fire. The Kardashian was also quick to donate and encourage others to do the same, as well as post a prayer to her Instagram story for the first responders. That was actually reposted by her sister Kourtney as well. It's unclear if Kourtney Kardashian has donated. She may have done so on the down low and then reposted the prayer. Kim Kardashian is making headlines for requesting one thing during this terrible situation, but don't worry, it is something positive. The reality star is using her platform to raise awareness for the people fighting the fires. This comes after her and some of her sisters were called out online for staying silent on this issue of this magnitude at the beginning. Since the social media shaming, Kim has spoken out about the fire, and in particular a group of the firefighters. Almost 1,000 of those currently working to stop the blazes are not year-round employed firefighters, but instead incarcerated individuals. There are a few reasons why a prisoner might join the fight. 1, it's a good thing to do, saving people in homes. 2, they get experience in this field of work that will hopefully aid them in finding work after release. 3, their criminal record might get expunged. And finally, for every day they assist a fire crew, 2 days are knocked off of their sentence. They also receive a small wage. There are some rules once in the field. The inmates must wear a special bright orange suit, and instead of having access to the water, they have hand tools that are designed to help put fires out. Unfortunately, despite the promises of the program, it doesn't always work out for inmates in the end, as many can't find work in the firefighting field because their records are not in fact wiped. But the issue that Kim K highlighted in her social media post was that of the wages. They are shockingly low at $1 an hour. This news has been shared many times by many sources since the fires broke out, and it has caused mass outrage. For the most part, the public is in agreement that if these individuals are willing to put themselves in harm's way to save the city, they should have a wage higher than $1 regardless of criminal status. Kim pointed out that recently there was almost an agreement made to raise the wage from $1 to $5, but at the last second it was decided against. She finished off her Instagram story with a call to action for the governor to raise the wage for the first time in 4 decades. So that is a very good thing a Kardashian is currently making headlines for. Unfortunately, the same cannot be said for her sister Kendall. Kendall Jenner recently went out for sushi with Hailey Bieber, which might not seem like a big deal, but residents have been told to not leave their homes unnecessarily, and many online users do not deem expensive sushi dinner to be a necessity. The reason people have been asked to stay home is because of the health risk that comes with smoke inhalation from the wildfires. Due to the volume, it is especially dangerous right now, so technically, going out for sushi isn't really causing more damage or starting new fires. It's just not a good look when so many people abiding by the warnings and everything view this online. One Reddit user threw in their opinion on the matter, writing, "I've been watching the fire coverage and the LA Fire Department has said to try not to go anywhere if you don't have to. I guess sushi was mandatory. I grew up in LA and it breaks my heart to see this, all of this devastation." The action has frustrated a lot of people, especially because this is just another piece being stacked on the tower of celebrities being able to do things the average person can't, like overusing water because they can afford the fines, or hiring private firefighters for allegedly $2,000 an hour to protect their properties. Kendall Jenner and Hailey Bieber have both responded to the online pushback that has been calling them tone deaf and unconcerned by donating. Hailey's account for her brand Rode posted on their Instagram stories a message of support, reading, "Our hearts are with everyone affected." It also said that the company was supporting local organizations that are working tirelessly on the front lines of this crisis, finishing with an encouragement for their followers to donate and look into the organizations using provided organization titles and descriptions. It wasn't explicitly stated if the company is donated, but it was heavily implied. Kendall's tequila company also made a post to Instagram that they were donating to the California Fire Foundation, Wildfire and Disaster Relief Fund. They also included a slide with organizations to support. Kylie Jenner has also donated. She was actually one of the first of her family to do so. She shared news of her donation to her Instagram story with a link that could take followers to sites where they could donate or get more information. Working together, the sisters are helping support the cause. They just donated meals to first responders from a local business, the bill coming out to just over $2,500. The family chose the restaurant as it is one of their favorites and has been featured on the show many times. The restaurant posted the meal delivery to their Instagram and tagged pretty much all the siblings and their momager Kris Jenner, so one can assume they all came up with this plan together. But what do you think? Let us know, and if you are unable to donate, please keep the victims of this tragedy in your thoughts. Thanks for watching. Bye!